I have thoroughly enjoyed getting to go into the classroom that I'll be student teaching in and do my 10 observations. I chose to do them all at one location, which was at a kindergarten classroom at Sam Houston Elementary School. I went on Tuesdays from 9:30 until 12 o'clock, and I really enjoyed this because I got to know my teacher and the TA so much better along with the students. It just melted my heart the first day I came back in, and one student ran up to me, called me by name, and gave me a hug. It was a little boy from, I had been there for my beginning of school experience. I hadn't been there in an entire month, and he still knew everything, my name and everything. He was so excited to see me. And I just think that forming those relationships with the students, the TA, and the teacher will make all the difference when I start student teaching. When I got to know Mrs. Spence better, I realized that we have a really similar management style, and I guess that could be a little bit of an issue because we're so much alike, but it also means that I can learn so much from her and grow as a teacher, not only in my classroom management, but in all other aspects. I noticed that in some instances she's much more strict than I am, but I think that might just be from experience where she knows she needs to, nip it before it really gets going any further or something, whereas I might would let it go a little bit further. She won't. And I don't know if that's just, her experience knowing and I will catch on to that, or if that just might be a difference in our management styles. And I guess that's something I'm going to have to look for when I do start student teaching to make sure, to see if that causes an issue, if she's uncomfortable with that. It may just be something that I need to adjust. Also, I really enjoyed getting to know Mrs. Lee. She is our TA, and I worked with her quite a bit. She did an art lesson every day after lunch while I was there, and I helped her a lot. So I learned her management style also, and hers is very similar to Mrs. Spence's and I. So I think it's just going to be a great team to work with and learn from. She is great with the students and has so many great ideas for them. As for being in the school so much, I think that will be beneficial to me also because I know, more of the classroom rules, more of the school rules, how, the lunchroom reacts to certain things, how, the principal, the nurse, like I've had all of those experience now, walking kids to the nurse if they're sick or anything like that. And I think that's just really going to help whenever I'm student teaching because I'll know those things. I won't have to be learning them at the time. And I think doing these observations is a great way to expose us, to the schools, to get to know them better. I am kind of sad that I didn't go to my other placement because that's going to be a whole new ballgame for me. And going from kindergarten to fifth grade will be very different. But that's something that I will adjust to at the time. I really am concerned about the working with Joyce in, combining the management styles because I do tend to be more laid back at times and, let the students kind of work things out on their own a little bit more than she will. And I guess I do understand that they are kindergartners, but maybe it's just the fact that I'm not there as much, there's as often. And once I am there every day, I may begin to get more strict and expect more out of them. It may just be one of those I'm really excited to see them, so okay, I'll let it slip a little bit type things. So I really think that this is going to work out great with us because she has so much to teach me. She has so much experience, and she's so good with the kids. I just kept hearing parents talk about, requesting to be in her classroom when I was doing my beginning of school experience. So I trust that, she's going to be a great person to learn from and take things away from her classroom and possibly, hopefully, use them in my own one day. I believe that the way she manages the classroom, as in like the way it's set up, is really beneficial to how easily things flow in there. There are, defined spaces where you're supposed to be at, a specific time, whether it be centers or carpet time or on the computers or doing art or in a reading circle. Like, we're very, if you draw it out black and white for them, it makes it a lot easier. And I'm just very grateful that I got to go in and do this experience.